Hello, everyone. My name is Jason Lee. I'm based in Franklin, Tennessee, in the USA, and today I would like to showcase my final project known as Motivate. Before I continue, I'd like to give my thanks to David Mullane and the whole team at CS50 for the amazing work they put into this free course. Without further ado, here's my final project, Motivate. Long time no see, y'all. Let's get straight to business. So here we have our extensions in our Chrome browser. We'll click on quotes to keep you going, and boom, there's Motivate. We'll click on the random quote button here to generate a quote or pull it from the external API, and you can click it again to see another quote. And it has two properties, being the quote and the offer there, nothing too crazy. And without further ado, let's get into the actual code of Motivate. So here we have our Visual Studio code. This is what I use for my IDE. And the first thing we're actually going to look at is the manifest.json file, which is required of any Chrome extension to give Google the information necessary that it needs for an extension, such as the name and description and what kind of version we're using, which is 3, should be the latest one right there. And here we're referencing the PNG and the index.html files. The PNG is simply just a Q lettering that you saw for the symbol, and the index.html file is responsible for the formatting and what is displayed upon clicking the extension, or what you see when you click on the extension. So we have our basic tags over here, our headers, and then our IDs. Basically, these elements are getting referenced in our JavaScript file, and that is what is displayed upon loading. So you don't see it here, but once we get into the nitty-gritty, aka the JavaScript, you'll be able to see what information we have displayed here. So moving on, let's go to motivate.js. And this is where we're fetching our data from the API, which is actually from API Ninjas. It's a free quotes API that you can configure yourself to show a certain category of quotes, such as happiness or sad quotes or whatever else they may have. And of course, if any API, what you do need is a certain key in order to use it. So make sure you get the key or token in order to access the data in the API. Without further ado, here's the element that we are referencing from the HTML convert. I can show you it again over here. And it's basically a variable within our JavaScript file that is actually an event listener that listens for a click. And then it has an asynchronous operation, meaning it can happen any time of the code. It can run in the background without having to wait for another function to finish. So within our fetch call right here, we have the basic information for fetching. And then I only pulled the quote and offer properties, as you can see down over here. And obviously those elements that are in the HTML are referenced here to be those containers, basically containing all the data inside of these properties. Got a couple console errors down here. This was from troubleshooting errors in the beginning because I faced some API errors. So that is just for understanding what kind of code you're getting back, maybe why the network is failing if you go into the dev tools. But yeah, the last thing I wanted to show was the styles.css. I pulled this from UI cookies. I was able to achieve this gradient color right here, as you can see, through that given CSS. I modified the RGB to be more little grayish, this kind of hue tone right here. So yeah, that's the main gist of Motivate. And again, y'all, thank you for watching and have a great day.